Hi, my name is Brenda Kyle, and on my Etsy shops you'll see Brenda Green. And I do apologize, I started at 7, but I had actually started on my other video that had nothing to do with Etsy and was talking on it for 20 minutes before I realized I was on the wrong one, so I do apologize. What I wanted to start with on Etsy teams, my expectations as far as like team effort, I feel that people should always put their shop first, their priority as far as making things, shopping for things, getting everything prepared, handling orders, shipping them. All those things should come first. I still feel like the team is a crucial part of your life, basically, in business on Etsy. So what I want to do is I want to guide you as far as more engagement on Etsy teams and what I feel represents Etsy. One of the books that I've read, and I feel like Guy Kawasaki is the author, and his definition of enchantment, because I think the word enchantment and the definition fully represents what we do and how we present our shops. And I'm looking for the definition here real quick. Okay, so for enchantment is the process of delighting people with a product, service, organization, or idea. The outcome of enchantment is voluntary and long-lasting support that is mutually beneficial. And again, that's Guy Kawasaki, author of Enchantment, The Art of Change, of Changing Hearts, Minds, and Actions. So the way I view our Etsy shop and our individual items is that we are like a needle in a haystack. So literally it is almost impossible for somebody to find what we're selling, what we're doing, unless we make a lot of effort as far as adding inventory as often as we can and sharing on social networks. All those things are crucial to letting people know we are there. And I think some of the most important ones are Pinterest and YouTube, and also Twitter is pretty useful as well. But Pinterest, there is such a high level of volume and people from around the world that spend a much larger portion of time online than any other social network. And they also have a lot more click-through. So your conversion of sales is much higher from people that actually shop on Pinterest looking at the items. How do you do that with a team? Well, with the team, they help promote by adding items to their boards, and you do the same by adding items of yours and others on there. So you're kind of helping each other, and that's part of that self-promoting whenever you're promoting one another. With the Etsy shops, even though they're managed by independent shop owners, they rely a lot on each other. I mean, you're in business, and you're going to have areas where you're not familiar with. You're maybe parts of Etsy that you don't realize you can use to help you with your sales. There's a lot of times, part of what I did, because I felt like some people just are new and not sure how to do things like even creating a treasury list or sharing it. So I created videos specifically for that. And with there being a new app called Treasury Box, which is for Google Chrome, Treasury Box allows you to make that list much easier and share it and send notifications to people. And I think a treasury list is a really ideal way to also prospect for new members whenever you're a captain or a lead of a team. So those are ideal ways, because once you send the notification, you can say, I've included your lovely item, and I'd like to share with you our team. Here's some of the benefits of the team, and then add the link in there, and that way they can go right directly to your team and check it out and decide to join or not. I also think it's good to join like a local group, and also one that's specific to what you sell. And then you may add, one more, like maybe more of a lifestyle type of team. So if you're in the military, if you're a mom with children at home, any of those things that are very special, that have create a very unique set of circumstances that the average person may not experience, they're much more in tune with how they can help you. Let me find my... One of the things that I think is really helpful, you want to really create as much bigger social media presence as you can, because the more that you're out there, the easier it's going to be for people to find you and find your shop. Now, can you do all of them? No, it's very time consuming. So you just pick what you're comfortable with. So if you're comfortable with Facebook, you can use your Facebook page. You like Twitter, you can tweet. If you have a blog, or you can let the team, if the team has a blog, you can let them work on adding and promoting and giving information on the team. The main thing is that the teams stay in a very positive and supportive light, because that's really what they should be there for. Anything negative is just not going to be helpful. And shop critiques could come across as negative, but they are meant to help as far as pointing out what needs improvement, what's going to help you get the most from a sale, or if you're not having many sales, it's going to help you sell a lot more. And there's different teams. You can enter the keyword shop critique. You're going to find teams that do overall critique, or they may do very specific things. Like on my team, Party Supplies, I plan to cover like very specific areas, like about the appearance, or about the photographs, or the titles and tags that we use, all just very specific things. And that gives time to discuss each area and how to help on that. One of the newer members, Amanda with Silverplate, what I asked her was what she was looking for as far as support. And what she wanted was tips on best practices with selling, in her case, wedding invitations, pricing, whether you should price single items versus packages, how can I showcase previous custom work on Etsy, what are some things I can do to generate interest and get clients. And that's part of, again, what I think is specific about teams. So teams would benefit by offering specific areas, like resources that guide their members to pricing their items, to looking at other shops as an example that will help them determine the best price range, the best way to present it or sell it, and showcase. What I see on the ones that showcase previous custom work is they create a listing specifically says custom order for such and the person's name, and that allows them to share and show that order, especially in the wedding business, because custom orders take a period of time and are very specific and personalized for that person. So that's how you can actually show that, is by putting that listing out there just like a regular item. Let's see. I think what I've learned is the more personal you are with your teams, the more engagement there is. So instead of just scattered discussions and limiting to just promoting each other, daily chatting, or chatting about specific areas, like about business tips, or example shops to maybe reference that will help people, or specific tools, videos, articles, any of those things. But talking among one another, and in another way is scheduling the time. If you schedule a date and time each week or each month, and everybody comes together at once, that'll actually give more opportunity for more people to engage at once, rather than people just stopping by when they have the time. It's also going to help them get answers to questions that they would have that they would have to wait longer for otherwise. But the more you ask and understand what your members' needs are, what their problems are, the information or tools that they're lacking, areas that they're not sure where to look for the information, when you cover those areas, those are going to fill the need, and it's going to personalize it, and it's going to create more engagement. The more you meet their needs, the more it's going to help, and you're going to see a difference on the people that engage on the team. Let's see, there was one other area here I just wanted to cover. What I call be in your shop. The more you can do on a daily, weekly basis, the activity with listing items, sharing items, joining in the team, promoting, creating treasury lists, sharing those, all those things. And you know, even with social network, just saying that I'm working on this project or I've shopped at this place for these items and these supplies, that puts it out there and makes people aware of what you're doing. So when you share what you're doing, it's also guiding them on a personal level to your shop. And that's much better than just outright selling. So the more personal the experience, the more the story is more inviting rather than salesy, the more you're going to have people coming to the shop. So those are the things I would work on. And I see the most benefit from having members help promote my items, and also when I'm adding inventory. Whenever I don't do anything, the shop stats just almost flatline. So that's one area where you can see the difference, and that's how you can kind of gauge what you're doing is successful. Any area that you're not clear on, it just get in contact with your captain, with your leaders of your teams. Ask them questions. Most of them are very engaging. If you're in a group and you find they're not responding the way you need them to, or you're not getting what you need from it, search around, because you don't have to stay in a group. You can try a group out, see how it works for you, make sure you understand what their expectations are, what their policy is as far as, you know, creating new discussions or taking part. So find what works the best for you and make it as personal for you as possible to get the most support. And I highly recommend always have a local team, not just one that's specific for your area, because a lot of times whenever they even have gatherings together or events together that either with selling items and actually helping each other as far as the business goes. So there's so much benefit from it. But the other items you want to work on specifically, anything that's going to help the success of your shop. Don't feel like you're alone. That's the great benefit of the teams. That it's not going to make you feel alone and feel like you're not succeeding and feel like you should shut your shop or anything like that. This gives you the chance to give yourself a chance to improve or make changes if you need to, and sell is the whole thing, the whole reason why we're on there. And I'm going to go ahead and end with that. Just keep in mind all the benefits that a team can offer you, and you want to get the most benefit you possibly can. You want to see the difference in your own shop as far as people that follow, people that buy, people that spread the word about you. Anytime you have a group that'll feature you in a blog, in the Facebook, any of those really make a huge difference on people coming to your shop. But I want to thank you, because it's a little bit hard to do live versus doing what I normally do with creating the video and going and adding the information very clearly as the steps go on. So this is a little bit harder to do live, but I want you to really think about all those things to help engage, and that's for members, for leaders, for captains. You can improve it. It can be much higher than just a few percentage or a few people getting engaged. Is make it more personal. That's the key point. Make it more personal and be in your shop. I want to thank you very much.